Before the sun had even risen above the horizon, the steppe began to transform. A thin mist hung over the vast grasslands. Birdsong rose from the thorny bushes, heralding the dawn of a new day in a land where every moment was a struggle for survival. High in the branches of an old acacia tree, flocks of sparrows, starlings, and insectivorous birds continuously flitted from branch to branch, taking advantage of the coolest time of day to search for food. Further away, a few eagles spread their wings, silently soaring into the sky, taking advantage of the newly formed warm air current. In the middle of the wide grassland, a group of giraffes slowly made their way towards the sparse forest. With necks far longer than any other herbivore, they easily reached the tender foliage at the top of the acacia trees. Each step seemed slow but incredibly rhythmic. Occasionally, one would stop, scanning the surroundings with its large eyes, before continuing on its way. No animal on the steppe could afford to be complacent. To the west, low rumbles began to rise from the ground. A herd of elephants was approaching. The lead elephant, a female, led the way with slow but steady steps. The young elephants were incredibly playful. They used their small trunks to entwine branches, played in the mud, or chased each other around the feet of the adults. As they approached a nearly dry streambed, the adult elephants began to drink from the shallow water. Soon after, many other species appeared. Herds of impala cautiously approached, keeping a safe distance from the gentle giants. Several red-billed birds quickly landed at the water's edge, while baboons sat on rocks, observing their surroundings. There was no roar or fight. During the dry season, water sources sometimes become a place where the strong and the weak temporarily coexist. Not far away, a pack of African wild dogs had just awakened. They don't possess the massive muscles of lions or the overwhelming strength of hyenas, but they are among the most effective coordinated hunters on the savannah. With just a few short whistles and tail wagging, the pack quickly disperses in multiple directions. Their target isn't the largest prey, it's the slowest individual. A herd of Thompson's gazelles grazing in an open field is completely unaware of the shadows moving behind the low bushes. Suddenly, the entire pack of wild dogs charges forward. There's no intimidating roar, no prolonged ambush. They constantly change direction, taking turns, forcing the gazelles into smaller groups. A young gazelle is slowed down for only a few short seconds. After a fierce chase, the pack of wild dogs quickly finishes the hunt and immediately leaves before larger predators can appear. Speed is their greatest advantage. Meanwhile, perched motionless among the large branches of an ancient fig tree, a leopard lay still, its spotted yellow fur almost blended in with the streaks of light piercing through the foliage. From its vantage point, it surveyed the entire forest below. A solitary warthog slowly emerged from the bushes, digging up roots while cautiously listening. The leopard was in no hurry. It patiently waited for its prey to approach, but just as it was only a few meters away, a troop of vervet monkeys in the treetops suddenly let out a series of warning cries. The warthog immediately turned and darted back into the bushes. The opportunity vanished in an instant. The leopard remained motionless on the branch. In the natural world, failure is not uncommon. Even the most skilled hunters must accept waiting for the next opportunity. As the sun rose higher, the heat began to envelop the grassland. Most animals seek shade to rest, but in the open southern plains, a herd of buffalo continues its march. Their thick, curved horns form an almost impenetrable wall. For many predators, a healthy, adult buffalo is an extremely dangerous opponent. From a high mound, several pairs of amber eyes silently observe. They are lions. None move. The male with the dark mane lies behind, leaving the experienced females to watch the herd. They are not seeking a direct confrontation. They are waiting for a mistake. On the African savannah, patience is sometimes more terrifying than strength. In the distance, clouds of dust began to swirl with each step of the buffalo herd. The lions remained motionless. The afternoon sun was fading, but the atmosphere on the savannah was more tense than ever. The herd of buffalo continued towards the river. Their heavy hooves kicked up clouds of dust that floated in the air. The adults maintained a tight formation. From the high ground covered in golden grass, the lions patiently watched. For hours, they had barely moved. They understood that a hasty attack would only waste the herd's energy. Then an opportunity arose. A large male buffalo separated from the herd. The distance was only a few dozen meters, but enough to create a brief gap in the defensive formation. Suddenly, a roar shattered the silence. The buffalo herd reacted immediately. Instead of fleeing in the chaos, the adults quickly turned to fight the lions. The confrontation lasted only a few brief but fierce moments. A lioness attempted to approach from behind, but was immediately forced back by a powerful charge. After a tense struggle, the buffalo was exhausted. The lions quickly subdued their opponent, ending the hunt after hours of patient waiting. For them, this was the result of strategy and cooperation rather than mere strength. In the sky, vultures began to appear one after another. Dozens of lions circled in wide stretches, patiently observing from above. Under the bushes, hyenas began to sniff out the scent. They hadn't gotten too close yet. Experience had taught them that confronting a pride of lions guarding their food was a risky choice. Warthogs drank water by the riverbank after a hot afternoon. A mature Nile crocodile lay motionless, near the edge of the bank. Its eyes and snout were just above the water's edge, observing every movement. It had been waiting for hours. Suddenly, the water splashed. The crocodile lunged forward with incredible speed, seizing its prey and immediately pulling it forcefully toward the riverbed. As the sun gradually turned orange-red, the familiar visitors finally appeared. The hyenas approached from the grassland. They weren't in a hurry. Their characteristic laughter echoed in the quiet space. They continuously observed the distance between the lions, searching for an opportunity to approach. After several attempts to get closer and then retreat, the hyenas decided to wait. For them, patience was also an effective survival strategy. High above, vultures continued to fly in large circles. Further away, egrets and large-billed crows had begun landing in the open spaces near the riverbank. In the distance, a herd of elephants slowly emerged from their watering hole, heading towards the forest where they would spend the night. Giraffes cast long shadows against the crimson sky. A leopard silently climbed onto a familiar branch, preparing for a new night's hunt. The savannah gradually sank into darkness, but life never truly ceased. Tomorrow, the sun would rise again over the vast grasslands. The herds of animals would continue their journey in search of water and food. The predators would patiently wait for their opportunity. And the endless cycle of African nature would continue, showing no favoritism to any species, maintaining the balance forged over millions of years of evolution.